Are you consistent or are you inconsistent? Do you really know which you are? Hello, I'm DanaScranton, and in today's episode we're going to talk about the importance of consistency. Now, consistency is one of the 9 influential variables that really govern engagement and buying decisions in the digital world. And consistency is extremely important, as you might guess, but it may not be quite what you think it is. So let me give you a paraphrased definition of consistency in this context. And it is the delivery of content and experiences in such a way that it is very deliberate and focused on adding value and bringing about a resolution or bringing about an end game objective. That's the kind of consistency that we're talking about here. To bring about a very strategically designed plan, a strategy, if you will, for bringing content and experiences to your prospects, clients, or customers in a way that leads them to what we call the end game objective. In other words, where you want to take them. Now, the end game objective, the EGO, is really focused on making an impact on the lives of your prospects, clients, or customers. It's whatever you're selling, whatever you're engaging them with, whether it's a membership or it's a newsletter, it's a product or a cause. Your ultimate objective is to make a difference in the lives of others, and so that end game objective is where you're going to, and that is the purposeful intent behind your consistency. So you're delivering content and experiences that fulfill that goal. Now, in the world of consistency, it doesn't mean delivering the same thing over and over again different ways, because that becomes boring and monotonous and objectionable, and it could lead to you just being deleted. What consistency means is delivering your content with intent, with enough frequency, and over a long enough duration to have an impact in the way that you have designed. To be consistent means to be intelligent, it means to be deliberate. And so as you focus on your consistency plan, you essentially lay out in detail all the actions and all the content that you're going to take to achieve that end game objective. And of course, you start with the definition of your avatar, your ideal market representative. And from that, you build the plan. Now, as part of this, you're creating a journey. To be consistent means that it's not just you that's being consistent here. It's getting your prospect to be consistent so that they're engaging your content. To do that, you need to create a journey from where they're at right now to where they want to be. Whether it's financial freedom, time freedom, weight loss, whatever the situation happens to be, you're taking them from where they are to where they will be. Now, that's a journey. And so you want to make that journey vivid. You want to make it consistent such that they look forward to getting your content. So that when they get it, they open it, they read it, and it paints a picture of this life that you are trying to move them towards. But you have to be consistent in how you do that. You want to inject surprises along the way. You want to inject variety to keep it interesting. But do so in a consistent and deliberate manner. Now, there's 4 basic steps that you can take to achieve this objective, and they're relatively simple. First of all, the content plan. I've alluded to that. Sit down, define what content you're going to design and deliver. Next, determine and very clearly articulate your end game objective. Now, there's a reason that comes after you've developed a content plan. See, the reality is that you've already determined what your end game is. You know the product you're trying to sell. You know the cause you're trying to promote. But in the process of laying out the detailed content plan, you will invariably come up with new ideas and concepts that you will now use to synthesize an even bigger end game objective, or a more refined, clear, detailed end game objective. So that's why it's second on the list. Next, create the journey. Now, these steps that you're putting together, the content flow, now you pull back and you look at it as a journey. And you take 1 or 2 or 3 or however many elements of that content, and that then becomes a scene in this movie of the journey that you're painting for these people, leading them to the end game objective. And finally, for you, you create a roadmap. The roadmap is a list of the content you're going to put out, when you're going to put out that content, what form it will take, whether it's video, whether it's an email. It's the details behind the plan. So those 4 steps are how you maintain consistency. You develop the plan in great detail. You get clear on your in-game objective. You paint a journey that is engaging and intoxicating. And you create a roadmap and you stick to that roadmap. That brings you consistency. Now, this is the 3rd variable in the 9 variable series. The first variable, of course, was very important. It's what started the whole thing out, called familiarity. The next variable was validation. And now, consistency. So if you take familiarity, validation, and consistency and group them together, what you have now created is a state in the mind of the prospect where they know, like, and trust you. They know who you are by now. They like the content you're putting out, so they like you, and they trust that you have their best interest and their vision in mind. The next variable we're going to talk about in this series is going to be very interesting, and I'm not going to reveal that to you just yet. You'll see it when it comes out in the next series, but I do encourage you to go to DanaScranton.com and click on DanaScranton.com /9 influential variables. And that'll give you a little bit of a preview of where we're headed next. Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's visualization. You see, visualization is something you literally have to train your prospects to do. And you've just done that in the last step. By creating a journey, you have in fact started the process of creating visualization in the mind of your prospect such that they can now eventually see the end game objective happening in their life. So that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. So if you got value from this video today, please like and share on your favorite social media networks. Stop by my blog, DanaScranton.com. Leave a comment, question, thought, or idea. And by all means, reach out to me on Twitter, my handle @DanaScranton, or Facebook, which is facebook.com/DanaScranton page. So stay tuned for the next episode when we'll talk about visualization, the 4th variable in the 9 variable series.